Hello everyone, this is TW here, and I'm bringing you the first episode in a game I like to call Tales from Skyrim. Now, Tales from Skyrim is a roguelike type of game, and I'm going to run you through some of the mods that we're going to be playing with for this playthrough. So, first of all, let's go over a few of the rules for this game. So in Tales from Skyrim, the first rule is permadeath. And that means if your character dies, then they are permanently dead. There's no reloading, there's no picking up from a previous save point. You just have to end that character's story and move on to the next character. The next rule is using the random alternate start mod. So what this will do is drop us in a random place within Skyrim, not start us from the beginning of the game from the carriage scene, and we will basically have to make our way to someplace safe, and this will help in the story building process for our character, which we will go into a little bit later. The other rule after that is limited fast travel. So fast travel is allowed to speed up the story in the game, but from the very beginning there won't be very much fast travel at all. We'll be traveling between places, and I'll cut out things as needed. There's also limited crafting, so we won't be able to create our own armors, craft our own potions, and things like that. We'll be able to build some very basic survival gear to be able to survive in the world that is Skyrim. But the crafting will be very limited. You are allowed to craft at some point if you get some training in crafting, acting as an apprentice, but for this character's playthrough we probably won't be doing that. And lastly, for the rules, the end objective. So this is a very open concept with this game. So a character, to complete their game, they have an end objective, and for this character here, this will be a Imperial soldier. So we're going to be doing the Civil War quest line for this game, and if we're able to complete that quest line as the soldier and not die, then the end game is technically complete for this character, and we will consider that a victory. But depending on how the game goes, you might want to pick up some new end objectives and keep playing that character, or we'll just retire and move on to the next one. And then let's go over some of the mods that we're going to be using. So Sunhelm is going to be our needs mod. So Sunhelm is pretty lightweight and pretty easy to use. I've made a little bit of adjustments though with the needs settings, changing the hunger rate, the thirst rate, and the exhaustion rate to be increased just a tiny bit more. And then I've disabled the cold because we're not going to be using Sunhelm for cold. We're going to be using Frostfall here, which is a mod I've really kind of grown up liking, and it's a little bit more hardcore in terms of cold survival. It's going to make surviving in Skyrim a little bit more difficult, especially at the beginning of the game. But what I like about Frostfall is that as you exist in the world, you develop a bit of a tolerance for the cold. So it gets a little bit easier as the game goes on, but from the very beginning, it can be rather challenging. And then to help us combat the cold with Frostfall, we'll be using the Campfire mod, which is allowing us to build tents, harvest wood, and create items like survival items. And for this playthrough, we'll be doing the quick campfire building. I'm a little rusty, so we're going to need to get ourselves reacquainted with this a little bit. It's been a few years since I've actually played Skyrim, and I've been spending a lot of time getting this game modded and ready for this playthrough. So we're going to make things a little easier on ourselves with this campfire mod by doing easy campfires. An important mod for this playthrough is the lock overhaul mod, and this allows us to smash locks as opposed to doing lock picking, which our character's a warrior. He's not going to be very dexterous and sneaking around and unlocking locks. So with these different skill levels, we can smash locks, and we can only do so with a two-handed weapon, which from a thematic standpoint seems to make sense. So at the beginning of the game, I think our skill's like 15, so we'll only be able to smash novice locks typically. We won't be able to smash a lot of other locks, and as we continue smashing locks, I believe that the skill will increase for us, which I'm wondering if this needs to be toggled on. So our skill will go up as we smash locks, and then we'll be able to unlock more. And the next one, we use the Ordinator perks and Dragon Knowledge mod. So Ordinator perks is just a way to extend and make the Skyrim skill tree a little more interesting. Our skills here. So we're actually starting off with some perks, and this is how this is going to be for all the characters going forward. We want our characters to start with a little bit of world experience and not just be a vanilla build. So the way I determine the number of starting perk points is based on a table, and our character's age is 18, so he's a young man. So I rolled 3d4 dice, and I took the 2 highest, which gave him a 4 and a 3, and that's 7 perk points. So then we put those 7 perk points, put 2 into one-handed, so that the one-handed mastery will allow us to do 25% more damage. Disciplined Fighter reduces the stamina cost of power attacks with one-handed weapons by 15 points. And then we put some into block. Block 10% more damage with block mastery. And then time block, which you can assume a defensive rating and block some more damage. But you got to use it very timely, because if you don't do it properly, you cannot attempt another time block for 2 seconds. And then next is heavy armor. And heavy armor, we took the first rating of heavy armor mastery, which increases our rating by 20%, and you gain a small amount of heavy armor experience when wearing 2 pieces, which we have full set of Imperial armor to start the game. And then cushioned, I don't think we'll fall very much, at least I hope not, but if we do, we are going to be half damage cushioned from falling while wearing heavy armor. And then lastly, our character has a bit of a, all the way down here. Speech, sell items for 10% more, and our intimidation attempts are twice as likely to succeed. I don't know how often we'll be using intimidation checks within this game, but this perk point system and giving beginning characters perk points allows them to have the life experience and give them a little more survivability from the beginning of the game, because it can be a little bit tough. And I'm only playing this game on adept setting, I believe. Let's go in there and check that real quick. Gameplay, yep, adept, which for me is a proper play difficulty. As I get better and play more often, we might bump this up a little bit, but I think I'm just comfortable staying at this level for now, because we don't want to get our characters killed within the first 5 minutes of entering the game. The next mod is Immersive HUD, and this is actually a very nice mod for the very beginning of the game. So what we can do is press this hotkey here, and this will turn our HUD on and off. So, like I said, I haven't played Skyrim a lot lately, and I'm familiar with some of the areas, but some of the other areas not so much. So we're going to turn this HUD off at the beginning of the game and have really no idea where we are in the world. We're not going to open the map. We're basically just going to go where we need to go and hopefully find safety somewhere. And at that point, if it's a town or a village, we'll be able to open the map up and kind of see where we're going. But from the very beginning, we're just going to be completely blind. And there might be other times that we'll turn the HUD off for specific reasons, but this is going to be really great for the beginning of the game. And then a couple more mods that I like that adds to the flavor of the game. This Simply Knock mod allows you to knock on doors in Skyrim. So if it's late in the evening and you want to turn a quest item in, and maybe you don't want to wait till morning, you can go to the house and knock on the door, and maybe they'll let you in. Maybe they won't even answer. So it just adds a little bit more realism to the game. And then the other mod is the Take Notes for recording journal entries. As we build the character's story, we'll probably be using this to write some journal entries, maybe read a few things here and there just to kind of expand upon our character's story. We are a Imperial soldier from Cyrodiil. Our name is Xander Maccius. We're about 18 years old. In about 30 seconds, we're going to be hopping into our game here. So the fresh-faced young man looks ready to go. and I'm interested to see where we end up in the world of Skyrim. So, the beginning of the game is usually the toughest part, because we have no idea where we're going to be. Oh god. So let's check our needs first real quick. So we are in a bad way actually. We're hungry, we're dehydrated, we're very cold, and we're exhausted. So I don't know, I guess why we're starting off in such a bad state here, but let's maybe take care of a couple of those things. So it's late at night, it's almost 11 o'clock, and we started right in the water, so being drenched is not a good way to go. So I have a bread, and I have some skooma, which is very interesting. Let's have an apple, maybe a couple apples, and then some... Wow, I am incredibly thirsty. I hear something. Mud crab. There's another mud crab. Mud crabs did not like me being here and eating on their little island. Let's see. So very cold. That's going to be tough to deal with being on this little island here. And we're also drenched, which does increase our exposure rate. We're still a little peckish, but we can deal with that. So let's see. How's the weather here? Well, luckily the air is pleasant, so I don't really want to get back in the water again, though. Is there a way to really get out of here? More mud crabs over there. I guess the thing about having the HUD off, too, is we don't know basically when somebody's starting to be aggressive. I guess we could gather a little bit of this tinder on this island here and maybe build a little campfire. I'd say that's feasible to be able to pick up some stuff and maybe build a fire. So let's see if we can do that. Oh, there's not enough trees nearby to harvest from. Well, we're already wet, so let's make for maybe some of these trees over there. Oh, at least it's cool and refreshing. Alright. So Xander's in a bad way here. I don't know what happened on his journey here to Skyrim, but let's see if I can harvest some wood. Still no trees, even though there is trees. How about over here? I don't know what deems to be trees that are harvestable, but I guess we're gonna just kind of keep on going on. There's a little bit of a glow up there. Might be like a fire. So what does drench do for us? So wet, just faster exposure rate, and we are more resistant to fire damage, which is nice, but we have more exposure to shock damage. And being cold, looks like we're getting a little bit better. The air is still pleasant, so maybe we'll make our way for this cave. Crouch down. There we go. Forgot what the crouch button was. A beautiful night, though. So we're very lucky. Gallows Rock. And I'm already getting hungry again. Wonder if that means I'm just peckish still. Alright. Slowly approach this as we dry off. Maybe Xander doesn't want to tangle with that right now. Or wake up the whole camp. Be nice to just harvest some. Okay, well maybe it'll allow me to harvest wood after I get out of combat here. This area is colder. Oh, it's frigid and deadly over here. So I think we want to stay where the air is a little bit warmer. Wow, actually it's probably because it's getting late. So we might have to just fight our way into this.
Found you. No one bats the door.
Silver. Alright, so fur armor, we're going to grab that because that'll help with our cold survival a little bit if we need it. And we'll pick up some of these lighter things. We will definitely take his honey nut treat and his ale as well. Yeah, we're going to have to fight our way in here to warm up. Got him just before he got me. Ah, there's that archer. Straight back and forth. Oh, still got clipped. We'll pick up another wine. Grab some more of that gold there. Hopefully we can just get up here and try to warm up a little bit. So Xander had to fight his way to survival. That fire is looking really nice right now. Help us dry off and warm up. Alright, good. Completely dry. I'm going to be completely warmed up here too in a second. There's another fire down there, and I see a place to sleep. So should we sleep? Let's look at that satchel. So the problem with sleeping is that our hunger and thirst rate is going to be increased quite a bit, and go back to our inventory. We don't have a lot to eat or drink. We have, eat that apple, and then have another drink of water. Yeah, I don't know. Being tired. Our skills increase by 10% slower. Our regeneration's slower. So I think we're gonna try to find somewhere safe to go. Start heading in a direction. It's awfully dark too, so I do have a torch. So let's equip that. And move through the world. And hopefully find somewhere safe to go. Because that camp, I just don't know if I'd feel safe sleeping there. Looks like a thunderstorm's coming. There's a shrine there. Maybe that's safe. Really wish it wasn't nighttime right now. Grab some more gold, so we're getting some money here. Actually, I could grab that potion. Even though we won't be doing a lot of crafting, we can sell it. Why has it gotta rain? Fire looks nice. Well, I feel like we're maybe by a giant camp. Put that torch away. Yeah, something's detecting me. Xander. You need some rest. Alright, we're gonna get away from the giant camp here. There's a big river down here. When you follow a river, it can lead to a civilization. Well, that looks like a very rapid river. It'll be a heck of a lot easier to figure out where we're going if it wasn't dark. How's the air here? Well, I think we're gonna just try to wait here actually until it's daylight, because it's really hard to traverse right now. So yeah, let's wait. Might regret this. Wait 4 hours? I'm feeling weary. But the sun's starting to come out at least. I don't have much in terms of food or water. I'll have a little bit of a honey nut treat. I suppose we could drink a little wine just to quench our thirst, but that just affects our stamina regeneration a little bit. And it's still raining. I don't think I want to cross that river. I'm gonna just head up for higher ground, I think. The air will hopefully not get too cold. There's a camp over here. So I'm drenched again. Was this where I was before? Might be going in circles actually. Let's see if we can harvest some wood now. It's interesting that it's saying there's no trees nearby. Oh, thankfully the sun's coming out though. Guess you need bigger trees than the trees that are here. Yeah, I believe we were here before. It's certainly looking a lot nicer now. So let's figure out where to go. We descend back down here towards this island. Maybe work our way around it. There's a fort up there, but it's a Civil War territory, and basically everything is hostile. I see a giant over there. Sounds like you need another drink. Xander was on his way to Solitude to join the Imperial Legion to start fighting in the Civil War. He was ordered to come up here. Oh, skeever. Forgot to put my shield back on too. Now that it's daytime, we don't need the torch anymore. Not sure what I'm going to come up against on this trip here. Just like to get somewhere better than this. Big structure over here. Let's head over for that structure. I actually think I know where we are now. So we are Mixwater Mill, I believe. Yep, that's exactly where we are. So we've made it somewhere safe. Let's see if anybody's home. Let's use our little knock mod here.
Is someone there?
Let's say, may I come in?
Of course.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so they'll let us in. The traveler, she unlocked the door for us.
You lost?
Yes, I am, actually. And I need to warm up a little bit, so... That was a rough night. Let's see, what time is it? It's early in the morning, so she must have just woken up. So, let's talk to her a little bit.
Here for work? Get an axe and bring me all the wood you can chop.
Well, could do a little work, I suppose. I do need some wood as well. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Nah, I don't think so. Good day.
Alright, I could chop some wood. Love to chop some wood for some food, but this is considered stealing, so... let's go outside. And... see if we can find a woodcutter axe and maybe chop a little wood for her. I mean, there's the big sawmill over here. But technically we've made it somewhere safe. Here's the chopping block, but no axe. So I need to find an axe. There's somewhere we could sleep. Maybe in this home over here. Looks a little dilapidated. A worker's house. Oh, there's a couple people in here. A couple beds. Family, perhaps. I can actually sleep in these beds, though. So, I don't know what's the deal with these people. Are they family members of the people over at the mill, or workers? I mean, she looks a little too young to be a worker.
I like magic. Maybe I'll enroll in the College of Winterhold.
She seems nice, but I'm a little concerned about him. But I think I am going to grab some of this bread. They don't seem to have a problem with it, but I feel a little iffy about sleeping here.
Yes?
Griffith says I'm smart.
And there's actually a way to refill your water as well. Typically you want to boil your water, but in this case we're going to refill our water skin at the stream. Alright, filled our water skin up with some of this running water, so hopefully it's not too dirty. But it's by this mill. Maybe I should have gathered it upstream instead. Alright, let's have a little bit of this bread and water and... actually need a little bit more of it. Okay, we're quenched. I'll go back up to this house and see if we can sleep here. Oh. She locked the door again. And she had enough of us. Oh, she's out here. Let's talk to her again.
Here for work? Get an axe and bring me all the wood you can chop.
She's just interested in work, so... but we did make it somewhere safe, technically, and we're just a little really tired, so we definitely need to get some sleep soon. You know what, at this point, I think I decided to come back into the bunkhouse here, and I'm going to have a conversations with these two people and ask if I can just
Griffith, what's the meaning of
catch
life?
a quick nap here.
Who says there has to be one?
So we're only going to sleep for about just 4 hours, just lay down. just to rest up a little bit.
We're alive. Maybe that's enough.
Then we're gonna drink some more water and eat some more bread. So we're peckish, slightly tired and peckish, but we're at least somewhere safe. And we're gonna thank these people kind of for letting us just catch a quick nap before we go back on the road. So we're gonna end our first episode here at this beautiful day at Mixwater Mill, and figure out where we're going to go next and kind of build upon Xander's story here. So thank you for watching, and we will bring you the next episode of Tales from Skyrim soon. Thanks.